Hey everyone, it's BD, and welcome back to our program on getting old in the 21st century. And I've got two hats tonight because I'm in front of the camera and behind it with this, my smartphone. And tonight we're going to take a look at why everyone looks like this. All right? We've got a lot to cover, but then again, not that much. Before we get started, I want to thank my viewers. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the subscriptions. If you like what you see well enough, please consider doing one of those. Big shout out to my cast and crew. Tonight, especially crew member Funk. He gave me the thread to tie all this together. So much appreciated, brother. So why does everyone carry one of these around and look like this all the time? Well, there's actually a few reasons, and we're going to go over some of the reasons, and then we're going to kind of move to the bad news on them. All right, so one of the first reasons is replacement of larger tech, all right, and multiple items. So stereo, books, calendar, an old cell flip phone, a clock, a game deck, a monitor, a newspaper. Cell phones have pretty much put all of these into one handy package. So a lot of people are using their cell phones as replacement to older tech. They also have entertainment and info apps, so movie streaming, you can watch TV on the damn thing, music streaming apps like Spotify, etc. Other people are shopping. Quite a few people, actually, it turns out, and we'll get to some numbers here in a minute, use this to shop. We also, finally, we have the connection. So social media apps, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, which, everyone has their own opinion. Personally, there are redeeming qualities to social media and there are bad qualities to social media. Just like with all tech, it's not inherently the tech itself, it's how we as humans use it. Alright, so I promised you some numbers. Whoops. Somebody put that shit in the way. I don't know who did. I promised you some numbers, so we're going to get to them. All right, so when we're talking about replacement of tech, now it's all well and good. However, our local newspaper, in the year 2000, the newspaper industry was worth $46 billion. By last year, that had declined 52 to 60%. So, we have the loss of the newspaper industry because we can read the newspaper on this all day long. All right. In terms of shopping, brick and mortar locations last year lost approximately 15%. So your local retail brick and mortar store, your local store, your small store, your big box stores, all together last year, they raked in about 6 trillion. E-commerce, Amazon, eBay, Etsy, etc., and all electronic orders, they raked in around 1 trillion. And 80% of that was due to these little suckers right here. So we have a bit of a loss in the retail industry. Now, in entertainment and info, I did not look at what streaming services are doing to the entertainment industry. I'm sure there are substantial losses there as well. In terms of social media apps, they are built using gambling mechanics, just like many video games that you can play on this are built using gambling mechanics. And I understand you're not gambling, right? Some of you may be, and that too can be a problem. If you need help for gambling, please get it. But you're not gambling, you're playing a game. But that game uses gambling mechanics. So hearts, bells, whistles, flowers, gold coins, likes, level ups, power ups, all of these are designed by professionals working for companies to give you a dopamine rush. Anything that feels good gives you a dopamine rush, and these are designed to give you a dopamine rush. Because when you don't get the gold coins or the likes or the follows or the attention, the hit, then some folks are let down, right? Very let down, in fact. Okay, so we have both good and bad. Now I've got a couple of terms for you. The first term is nomophobia, N-O-M-O phobia, means no mobile phone phobia. Yeah, that's a great one, isn't it? Turns out that depending on age, location, gender, all right, the type of person you are, of course, your personality, if you lose your phone, if your battery runs out and you can't charge it, if you're in a no service spot, some people start to feel mild anxiety all the way up to having full-blown physical symptom panic attacks. Okay? Now, most of you say, not me. However, even folks that are my age, folks that are all the way up into their 40s, as I spoke to them before doing this video, fully admitted that these things now run their lives, and that if this technology was to go away, there would be difficulty at the very least, okay? The second term I want to give you is FOMO, fear of missing out. Now, so this goes along with the nomophobia thing, where folks have this fear of missing out on the event, the item, the story, the anything. Aunt Cleo's graduation photos from this year, they fear of missing out on this, the fear of not being in the know. Finally, there's another odd little neurological thing. It's called a phantom vibration. Oh, my phone is going off. Oh, no, it isn't. Oh, what the hell? All right, so people feel this in their pocket. It's not your phone, it's your nerves playing a trick on you. Okay? So those are the good and bad of the phones. Now we do have a little bit of a dark side to go out on. So I hope you enjoy some of this. One of the first I want to get to is a very persistent myth that I hear quite often. And to a degree, I've looked into it. And the myth is they're listening. Well, okay, let's put this to bed. They are and they aren't listening. All right, let me explain. If you work for a government alphabet agency, FBI, CIA, DOD, and you have this really high security clearance, then maybe someone is listening to your Signal app, okay? However, for the average Joe, for you and me, the people that are listening are retailers, advertisers, and scammers. So what they're picking up is the apps and the sites that you visit are logging into these giant algorithm computers, and they're then kicking back your algorithm of things that you've been looking at, right? So if you go on YouTube and you look at a certain product, within a couple of days, that product is more than likely going to show up on your Android. Okay? That's who's listening. Advertisers, retailers, and yes, scammers. So, in terms of scammers, last year, $16.6 billion stolen. Approximately 3 billion spam calls and emails per month. Now, folks, this I have to also give you a heads up. Please be wary. If it sounds odd, if it sounds too good, it's wrong. And if you have any questions, call a family member, call your bank and speak to a live teller, or better yet, call your local police department, speak to an officer. You're liable to save yourself some time and money and maybe even solve a crime. All right? Speaking of crimes, texting and driving, approximately 400 deaths a year from texting and driving. So let's all be careful out there. And a few deaths and injuries have resulted from people just whoop, right into traffic. Or I'm going to get the selfie right off the cliff. So, there's this distraction thing to deal with here. It's cool to look at it, but mind your surroundings, please. Also, tech issues. These are lithium batteries. When they go bad, they can go very bad. If you start seeing a swelling where your phone case seems to be swelling, get it checked out. Make sure it's not the battery. These lithium batteries can produce some really nasty fires and explosions. It can result in death. So really nasty. Please get those checked out if it starts to look like a juice pack in there. Excuse me. All right, finally, I've got one more little factoid, and this one I feel is the most disturbing at all. Approximately 5,000 years ago, 3000 BC, in ancient Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, somebody felt the need to begin to record things. So they made a clay tablet, basically, and took a little stylus and started printing words. And now, because of instant tech, instant communication, mostly text messages filled with emojis and such, the written word is starting to be a lost art. Folks, I want you to think about this question. When was the last time you put something in the mailbox that wasn't paying a bill? When was the last time you wrote a letter? I know it's been a long time for me. All right, so it's very possible we're going to lose a 5,000-year-old skill. So that's about all we have tonight. I want to thank everyone for watching, and sweet dreams, and don't sleep with this under your pillow. Good night.